Today we celebrate a wonderful saint and a good friend of the Franciscan order, Saint Dominic Guzman. He reminds us that in the heart of the church a missionary fire must always burn. As a matter of fact, Pope Benedict XVI said, in his life, the search for God's glory and the salvation of souls went hand in hand. He was born in Spain around 1170, the son of Felix Guzman and Joanna of Aza. His mother would eventually be beatified by the church, as was his brother Manes, who became a Dominican. The family's oldest son, Antonio, also became a priest. Pretty good, huh? He received his early education from his uncle, who was a priest. He studied for 10 years, and one notable incident from this period, he sold his entire collection of rare books to provide for the relief of the poor in his city. Once he was ordained, he was asked by Bishop Diego to participate in local church reforms. He spent 9 years in Osma, pursuing a life of intense prayer, being called to accompany the bishop on a piece of business with King Alfonso IX. While traveling to France with the bishop, he observed the bad effects of the Albigensian heresy, which had taken hold in southern France. The sect received an earlier heresy and revived it, called Manichaeanism, which condemned the material world. He began to think about founding a religious order to promote the truth in 1204, and he and Bishop Diego were sent by the Pope Innocent III to assist in the effort against the Albigensians. In France, Dominic engaged in doctrinal debates and set up a convent whose rule would eventually become a template for the life of female Dominicans. He continued to preach during the intensification of the military effort against the Albigensians. In 1214, his extreme physical asceticism caused him to fall into a coma, during which the Virgin Mary is said to have appeared to him and instructed him to promote the prayer of the Rosary. Its focus on the incarnation and life of Christ directly countered the Albigensian attitude towards matter as evil. During that same year, he returned to Toulouse and obtained the bishop's approval of his plan for an order dedicated to preaching, the Order of Preachers. He and a group of followers gained local recognition as a religious congregation. Dominic accompanied Toulouse's bishop to Rome for an ecumenical council in 1215. The council stressed the church's need for better preaching, but also set up a barrier to the institution of new religious orders. Dominic, however, obtained papal approval for his plan in 1216 and was named the Pope's chief theologian. The Order of Preachers, the Dominicans, expanded in Europe with papal help in 1218. He spent the last several years of his life building up the order and continuing his preaching missions, during which he is said to have converted some 100,000 people. After several weeks of illness, St. Dominic died in Italy on August 6th and was canonized in 1234 by Pope Gregory the Ninth. So there you go. St. Dominic, God bless him. I don't know if all of you know the story about Dominic meeting St. Francis of Assisi in 1216. They were both trying to get their orders approved by Cardinal Ugolino. And eventually, Dominic saw St. Francis in a vision the night before he met. And so when they met, he recognized him and rushed to greet him. A close friendship sprang up between the two, And to this day, Dominicans and Franciscans exchange visits on each other's founders' feast days. As a matter of fact, and I used to live in the Sacro Convento in Assisi, the Dominicans would always come and have a meal with us. It was just amazing, and it's still amazing to this day. Oh, God bless you. Be amazed by God.